living in a world where love is free, free to let my heart be at ease, easy to give love so tenderly, knowing that the world's in love with me. Giving to the world the love in me, opening my heart, revealing me, being what I know myself to be, living in a world where love is free. Giving to the world the love in me, opening my heart, revealing me, being what I know myself to be, living in a world where love is free. Oh yeah. Life is not a mystery to be solved. Life is a reality to be experienced, but it's a mystery to be explored. You open wide, open up the doors, and let experience come on in, flowing high like the tide.
Good morning, everybody. What a glorious day it is to be here at the Napa Valley Center for Spiritual Living. Welcome all people online and here in person. It's a beautiful day. Best day ever, right? Best day ever because Narayan and Janet are here and they're going to open us up with some music.
Are you guys ready to do something kind of weird?
They're always up for that.
Weird, huh? I don't know.
I wish you would move to our neighborhood, but I think we'll be okay.
How about something brilliant, something different? Do we like to stand up for our opener? Just so, let's all stand.
Only if you want to.
Only if
you want to.
And you're gonna have fun. You'll know this song. Sing along.
I'd like to say hi to my friend Terry and her friends in Boise. Recognize this?
Let's all take a deep breath before we sing. Together and exhale.
We're going to open our hearts when someone's knocking at the door of our heart.
Here we go.
Someone's knocking at the door.
Somebody ring the bell.
Someone knocking at the door. Somebody ringing a bell. Do me a favor. Open the door.
Let 'em in.
Someone's knocking at the door. Somebody ringing the bell. Someone knocking at the door. Somebody ringing a bell. Do me a favor. Open the door.
Let 'em in.
Ooh, yeah. Sister Susie. Robert John. Martin Luther. Phil and Dawn, Brother Michael, Auntie Jim, open the door, let 'em in, yeah. Someone's knocking at the door, somebody ringing the bell, someone knocking at the door, somebody ringing the bell. Do me a favor, open the door, and let 'em in. Oh, yeah. Someone's knocking at the door, somebody ringing the bell. Someone's knocking at the door, somebody ringing the bell. Do me a favor, open the door, let 'em in. Paul McCartney.
How fun. We like our opening song to be something about opening our hearts, opening people in, but it's also opening the sanctuary. Somebody's knocking. Let them in, right? Okay. We like to begin our service with our vision and mission. So if you'll look up on the screen, whether at home or here in person, and read with me. We are an inclusive community for spiritual growth and compassionate action. And our mission, we are co-creating a world that works for everyone by living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God in all people and all faiths. A glorious affirmation for today, opening us up as a community and individually. So hopefully when you came in today, you received this 40 days to spring forth, 40 ways. And I'll talk about that more in a minute. But also important is this little purple thing. If you didn't get one of those, could you raise your hand right now? Because you'll need it later on. So we are just missing one. But do you have, okay, that's great. Okay, and then back here, so. And Don, and that's okay. And Don, the production team needs them also, and back in the corner back there. So let me talk. This, just hold on to. Don't. I know you'll be tempted to put it on your wrist now, so you won't lose it. But don't do that because I'll talk about that during my talk about what this means. But the 40 ways is interesting. It's just something to renewal and spring. We don't really follow the tradition of Lent in any way, so it didn't start when other people started Lent, but it starts now and goes through the spring equinox and through Easter and beyond, 40 ways. And there's a couple ways to do that. You can follow it day by day. Today it begins, and we're going to actually do the first one today during the service. And then I recommend first thing in the morning or in a quiet time to do these. They're very short, just a few minutes, just something to think about for that day. So you can follow it day by day. Or some people talked about the idea of cutting it up into strips. Now, you'll need to get a second copy of it if you do this, because obviously it's front and back. But cutting it up in strips, folding it, putting it in a basket, and then intuitively choosing the one you want to do for that day. Either one is fine. It might be confusing if you pull it out in March and it says something about April, but just ignore that part, and you might want to do that. Or follow it day by day, a simple one to do. Not like I said, will only take a few minutes. So, and for online people and for anybody else who might not be here today, I'll put this on the website this afternoon so that you can start it tomorrow morning. There'll be right on our front page, there'll be a thing that says 40 ways to spring forth. So I'll look for that later today by mid-afternoon. So, and then also many things going on, but I especially want to make sure we honor women in this month of March. I like the new phrase that I've heard recently. It's Women's History Month, but it's also about empowerment and finding ways to empower that divine feminine, that and women in all ways, that they have equal rights. They have the ability to speak their voice, to be present, and to be heard and valued and understood right where they are. And I assure you that we do that here, and we also advocate for it to happen in all sectors of life. So thank you for being a part of a community that celebrates women in all ways and their empowerment. This coming Wednesday, right after the Wednesday meditation at 7 p.m., we're doing a ritual. Practitioner Virginia and I are doing a ritual for the spring equinox. And it's going to be something different. Even if you've come to the other rituals, we're doing something new about the metaphor of birth, and we're going to do a hands-on exercise that you will, I think, find very powerful. And so please come join us at 7 p.m. We'll have the regular Wednesday meditation at 6, and then the celebration of the equinox starts at 7. And then the following Saturday, we have our sound healing that's coming up. We really would like this filled up. Right now, we're about half full, I would say, so there's plenty of room. But this is the last Sunday to sign up. It's this coming Saturday. And there's QR codes at the welcome table out there, or you can use the one here. And what comes up here is you don't even have to register. It's just a QR code to pay for it. It's $40, so just pay for it. It'll be $45 at the door, so there's a pre-event discount. And Patricia Everett is a healer in all ways. She uses this sound to create quantum shifts in our body. And whether you're dealing with health challenges or just being a spiritual being, it will shift you in ways that are quite profound. So really encourage you to be a part of that. And then we just move right into into May, that I'm ahead of myself a little bit here. Let's go here. Let's go this. So in April, we have the Metaphysical Communion, which is a special ritual that's non-traditional in terms of not the Christian meaning of communion, but the original in Jewish communities, what they used, the sharing, the breaking of bread and sharing of the wine. We'll be using grape juice. But it's a deeply spiritual event, and I encourage you to be a part of that. No cost to that. And then Sunday, the 20th of April, is our Easter service, extra music, extra fun, celebration, and rejuvenation. We actually have Narayan and Janet will be there, but we also have somebody named Jessie Powers, and I'll be playing her music closer to the time. She's really so the combination of those three musicians are just going to blow you out of the water. So I hope you're able to make it to our Easter service. And then May 3rd, going back now, is our Sip and Savor. What's exciting is we'll have the information out that you can hand out to people, the flyers for it. We are now accepting donations for our auctions. We're accepting sponsors from businesses or institutions that when you are sponsors, you have your logo put in the program for the day. It's just going to be an exciting day. And so we have our pictures of our Compassion Heart Award winners there, Tony McIntosh, Kent Gardella, Dr. Pete Shaw, and the Lifetime Achievement at Community Projects, the thrift store volunteers. And I was in there yesterday. I was donating stuff and looking around and ran into a couple of people. And it's a fun place. It's a community place, so we're so happy to honor them and honor that day. So we're looking forward to that day. And now we're going to begin a sacred part of our service with, I understand, some special music. We're doing some oming here, and followed by Shuana Marshall offering prayer and her reflection.
Join us. Let's all take a deep, deep breath in. And release. Letting it go. Feeling this moment. I feel you. And I feel it. Sometimes it feels like we're all really going through something right now. But I do know that we are all going through it together, and we will all get through it together. And I'm so grateful for this community, for this consciousness that is creating a world that works for everyone. It's so nice to just sit and relax in this energy. But today I have a really interesting take on the value of losing it. Because lately, I've been losing it a little bit, losing my cool. I have a slide, thank you. I don't know about you. So a couple of years ago, I learned something that really stuck with me. Two of our lovely practitioners, Dana and Dawn, held this mindfulness workshop, and they introduced me to a Harvard study that showed that it takes 90 seconds to move through an emotion. It just 90 seconds for it to pass through your body, chemically, neurologically, physically. And unless you became triggered and continued to repeat the pattern, science showed that in just 90 seconds, it could pass through. This unpleasant feeling could just pass right through you, breaking the pattern of thought that created it. So I came up with something that helped me to remember to forget about it. Now, I don't know about you, but I remember from school, you know, the idea that I was just going to catch on fire was kind of terrifying, and I never really thought it would actually happen. But lately, I've been thinking about it in a different way. I had to make the print really big so I wouldn't have to use the glasses. Now, right now, it might feel like things are a little out of control, burning. The things that seemed unshakable and stable to me, especially growing up, things that were permanent, don't feel so permanent and unshakable today. And sometimes it feels like things are getting out of control. But thinking about that study, I realized that I don't have to keep fanning the flames. I don't have to keep losing it to continue to find it. And I know that it's my connection to spirit that's going to provide me with the direction that I need to move forward. So I know that fear is a force that separates not just me from others, but from me from myself. So I want to bring love, which expands and fills that space. And it's as simple as remembering to stop, drop, and roll. Stop what you're doing, break the pattern, drop into your spirit, drop into your center, drop into your sense of self, and then just let it roll off of you, right? Stop, drop, and roll. But once I'm connected to the sense of self, that highest good and that greatest joy, I know that I don't want to just react. I don't want to just roll with it. I want to flow, and I want that flow to come from my center, to come from that place where I do feel connected. So I don't get scared. I don't get mad, mostly. I get calm, cool, and collected. Finding that center and stopping, dropping, and letting it flow out from that place where that cool, clear fluid of love will put out any fire, any fear, any burning. That connection is what will wash away the flames. And moment to moment, I can continue to let it flow. Of course, lather, rinse, and repeat. As necessary, stop, drop, and flow. Thank you.
Some people in our cul-de-sac, they just ain't much fun. They like to smear their stress on everyone. Well, come on over to our house, you'll feel much better, hon. An orange rose, a yoga pose, and life has just begun. Leave your stress at the door, or you can't come in no more. Being home just shouldn't be a chore. When you come in that gate, leave your troubles there to wait. We're all here to have a real good day. Well, we don't drink too much coffee, but plenty of green tea, and most of our desserts are sugar-free. Well, I ain't superstitious, but it seems to me what you don't eat can make you sweet, so I think it out of me. Leave your stress at the door, or you can't come in no more. Being home just shouldn't be a chore. When you come in that gate, leave your troubles there to wait. We're all here to have a real good day. Well, there's people on the TV, they like to shout and frown, and copycats abound all over this town. Well, come on over to our place and slow your breathing down. Put on a smile and stay a while, we like having you around. But leave your stress at the door, or you need it anymore. Being home just shouldn't be a chore. When you come in that gate, leave your troubles there to wait. We're all here to have a real good day.
That doesn't rhyme.
Well, we got a great big bucket right outside our door, next to the welcome mat that's on our porch.
Y'all come in now.
Well, just put your burdens in there. You don't need those anymore. And come on in, wear a big grin and help us carry the torch. Leave your stress at the door, you don't need it anymore. Being home just shouldn't be a chore. When you come in that gate, leave your troubles there to wait. We're all here to have a real good day. Take it, Janet.
I hear the words you're saying. They sound really good and true. I'm tired of being grumpy, mean, and cruel. I'm gonna get a bucket. That's what I'm gonna do. When you come home, turn off your phone and I'll cuddle up with you.
Leave your stress at the door, you don't need it anymore. Being home just shouldn't be a chore. When you come in that gate, leave your troubles there to wait. We're all here to have a real good day. Everybody, leave your stress at the door, you don't need it anymore. Being home just shouldn't be a chore. When you come in that gate, leave your troubles there to wait. We're all here to have a real good day. Hey!
How fun, 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 fun. We are here to have a really good day, aren't we? So it's good. I love how you guys could go, silly and fun, and then you go sacred too. You can do both. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Fun and sacred. There you go. So welcome everybody once again. Today we're continuing on the theme of stepping into the divine flow. Shuana, great reflection this morning. You really talked about this idea about at times we all feel like we're on the edge of losing it. And what I have found, there's actually value in letting yourself lose it. That sometimes our holding on to things, like trying to control things, doesn't always work. And in fact, there's a cost to it that I'll talk about in a bit. But mainly the idea of losing it, letting go, and then you can find your true self, your authentic self. So you find it again. Now, I often lose it, but I know where to find it. You can see that I found it right here. Here it is. You got it? Of course, I'm both talking about spirit, that we find, that when we're able to let go and surrender, we find a greater sense of life, a greater aliveness, a greater vibration, a consciousness within us by letting go. But I'm also talking about our emotional self, that we sometimes think we have to keep, like put on a good front. Now, I know there are times in our life that are tough, that it's okay not to be fully functional during times of grief or challenges with physical health or emotional things going on or loss of relationships or jobs or things going on, then it's okay not to be at 100%. But I also think sometimes we put a false self out there so people don't realize that we're struggling, that we don't want to show that part of ourselves, and there's a cost to that. And I'll give you a little hint about happiness here. We never had control. So why do we try and insist on getting it? Just, when we let go and allow, it allows us to come to a greater understanding of why we're really here. And once we understand that, then we can go out into the world with this leading the way, with Spirit leading the way, moving through us. That we don't have to put a false front up, pretending that we're trying to please others, that they see how much we have it together. Remember that when you're growing up, you're trying to figure out how to get it together? It's overrated. Just show up with where you are right now. Just to be present. That's the most important thing. That for me, I find my relationships, what I'm doing in the world, when I'm present, then I allow a greater thing to come through me that I had never even imagined was possible. And that's the key, not trying to force things, not trying to imagine things. Now, I've watched Wizard of Oz, I don't know, dozens of times, and I love all parts of it, but I particularly like one part in it where they've gone to Oz and they're afraid of this, the fire going off and everything. And come to find, a little Toto goes back there and pulls back the curtain. And what I love about the Great Oz is he sees that people see through him, and he quickly tries to adjust it to where nobody sees him, nobody sees me. And at one point, he's even pulls the curtain back himself and, trying to cover this illusion. But the truth is that we want to be open. We want to recognize what is our truth, what is our fullness of Spirit. That is not about control. It's about allowing. I know there are times right now that we can be tired, maybe more than usual, with the barrage and yo-yo of information that we are exposed to. It's okay to feel tired and sad and discontent. And what I also know, in that discontent, we can find joy and contentment and peace. And we can also find what is ours to do within that. What is the highest and best for us? What is seeking to emerge through us? What is seeking to be expressed through us? But I want to really emphasize there's a cost to trying to hold it together, to try and be to be Humpty Dumpty that fell off the wall, wasn't able to put, all the pieces weren't able to be put back together. That's okay if all the pieces aren't put back together. We can be on that edge of vulnerability and presence. I love what Araya Mountain Dreamer said about, she's a mystic and a poet. She said, "You're wearing yourself out with all this searching. Come home and rest. How much longer can you live like this? Your hungry spirit is gaunt. Your heart stumbles. All this trying that you're doing." When the one thing that we probably will never have an answer to is the question why. I mean, we can answer that question for ourselves. But when we try and ask the world that, or people we know, often they come back defensive, or come up with they say something but it doesn't make any sense to you because you've already prejudged what you think why they shouldn't be doing that, or shaming that for them or judging for them. And what's funny about that is in the South, when instead of asking somebody why, it's bless your heart, because they've made a prejudgment about it. Well, bless your heart. But I know what it is on the West Coast, what they say, what we say. Well, how's that working for you? Remember that one? And people go, how do you answer that one? But that replaces the why. But generally, we will not have answers to that. We can ask our own why. And sometimes we just need to get through the day. But getting through the day, if we do it on our own will and not Spirit's, it's limited in how we can do that. And sometimes it's necessary for us to do nothing at all. There was a man whose son was unemployed, and his friend came to him and goes, well, how's your son doing? And he goes, well, he's still unemployed. He's trying to find jobs, but he took up meditation. And the guy goes, meditation? Well, at least he's doing something. And his dad said, well, actually, I think it's about nothing. So I think when we come to that, we let go of all this trying that is making us tired and just be, just allow. So to lose it, sometimes holding on does more damage than letting go. The metaphor of a rope that we hold on that keeps pulling, and sometimes we just need to let go. So go ahead, lose it. Just allow, just let go, and just let God. Adishante, who's a Buddhist monk who's done a lot of writing, really good writing, he says, your life, all of your life, is your pathway to awakening. And just a side note, nothing is ever done to you, but things are done for you or through you. So he says, your life, all of your life is your path of awakening. By resisting or not dealing with its challenges, you stay asleep to reality. Pay attention to what life is trying to reveal to you. Say yes to its fierce, ruthless, and loving grace. And then he goes on to say, go ahead, climb up to the velvet, onto the velvet of the top of the highest stakes table. Place yourself as the bet. Look God in the eye and finally, for once in your life, lose. To let go. So Rye Mountain Dreamer talks about everything you need is right here. Open the fist, clenched and wanting and seeing what you already hold in your hand. There is no waiting for something to happen, no point in the future to get to. All you ever long for is here in this moment, right now. So this tension you hold in your body as if the whole world is dependent on you. So what I'd like you to do right now is the first practice that's on your little sheet, and I'll read it for you. You don't need to look at it. And I'm just going to paraphrase it anyway, so it doesn't matter. But in a minute, I'm going to ask you to notice, well, right now, notice where there's any tension in your body. Any fears or worries you're aware of in your body. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to breathe into that area, and when you breathe out, to make a noise, exhale noise, a sigh, or a louder noise you want to, just letting it go. So notice where that tension is and breathe into it, breathing in and letting go with the noise. One more time in and letting it go. Just feel that total release of that tension of that way. One more time. And breathing out. Just notice that relaxation that happens without breath. And just be at peace. Find that peace with you. Anytime you feel that tension, just breathe in. And maybe if you're in a public place, you don't want to make a loud noise, but you can sigh. And just breathing out, letting go. Joel Goldsmith said, in the stillness and silence shall be our strength, not in our speech. Speech is our human way of interpreting divine ideas, but divine ideas express and manifest themselves within us without words. A Rye Mountain Dreamer, back to her poem called Invitation. So as we let go, let love pull us to our feet and hold us close, dancing even when fear urges us to sit this out. Because what we know is that in this we open up to a greater truth in what is and what will always be. So my final point today is to lose it, find it, and allow it. This spirit that holds within us the truth that is always there. It is always there, and sometimes we need to lose it. We need to let go. We need to be aware of it to find it. And to be grateful for it in this way. Sean, could you just turn on the fan a little bit there just to get some circulation going? I was listening on YouTube to this man. His name is Reverend Jose Sosa, and with Reverend Aldida Rodriguez Orozco, founded the center, a center in Monterrey, Mexico. It's an independent science of mind. It's not a center for spiritual living. But that's a great thing about Ernest Holmes' work. It translates in so many different ways to different languages in different ways. And I liked what he said about this silence that we can find within, that to enter our inner chamber, this quiet solitude, is to put aside the external confusion that may be there, the clash of will and attention, and to stop judging from external appearances and to do so from inner tranquility. So it is in this space that we can lose it and find it. We can find this divine flow. We just allow any exhaustion or tension, we just let it go and allow this sense of spirit to be. I love Ricky Byers Beckwith, her words in the song. Matter of fact, it was just sung last week, if you were here last week, by Calvin. I release and I let go. I let spirit run my life. And my heart is opened wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. Or if you have trouble with the word God, some people put love in there. You know, if God is still this thing up in the sky that you don't want to buy into, or long ago you quit believing in that. To believe in that which is within us and around us, if you want to call it love or divine or spirit. So whatever you are here for, and that's what I'm talking about, your why. You know your why. You know what you are here for. Orion Mountain Dreamer talks about, knowing this one word or this one thing that you are for and give your whole life to it. And in this way, we're writing a love poem together in speaking our words of truth that come from the very core of our being. So this week is St. Patrick's Day, tomorrow, St. Patrick's Day. We often, it's one of those holidays that's kind of a funny holiday. Originally it was around St. Patrick, who the Catholics celebrated his converting of people in Ireland. But it's become more of a celebration of Irish culture these days. And I was wondering why certain holidays are so associated with drinking. I found out why. It's because in the Catholic tradition, this is Lent season. And so the Catholic Church allows you to drink on St. Patrick's Day. So you're only, you're not allowed to drink any other time, so that one day out of those 48 days of Lent, you get to drink, then I guess people do. And then it becomes associated with the people that aren't Irish or Catholic drink, so I don't know. I think for me what's important is celebrating the Irish culture, but not necessarily the modern day Irish culture, actually the ancient Irish culture, which are the Celtic culture that was actually spread wide and far all over Northern Europe. And it was the Roman Empire that pushed them towards the UK and Ireland and that area. But what I believe about that, they had these deep spiritual beliefs about the regenerative power of nature and the unseen spiritual world all around them. You know, all the stories of fairies and gnomes and nature spirits, that all started with a Celtic tradition. And it's a beautiful way. And what's interesting is, although those were just images of what they felt, they weren't necessarily believing that little gnomes lived in their garden, but they could feel the energy in the unseen world in nature. And they aligned with it. And people are coming back to that idea. I don't know if you know about the Finhorn Gardens that are in Scotland. They have inhabited, it's a intentional community there, and they created their homes on a place where it's barren land. It's salty and below sea level, and there's many reasons why you shouldn't be able to grow anything at all there. But instead, they align with these nature spirits, and they have gardens that flourish, cabbages that are huge and produce more than any other crops have ever produced in the world, because they're aligning with this nature spirit, this unseen thing. Now, do they believe that gnomes walk around in their garden? No. But they know because they experience it, not because they see it, because they know it. And this is the spiritual world the Celtics had, and they had these symbols like the one that you see up on the screen here. And it's the power of three you see in this, the spirals, or the Celtic knot that it's called, the triad, that it represents this infinite and eternal. But notice that it's one line that goes through all these symbols. There's only one line. And this is the eternal life that continues in these different aspects of it. They believe that those three aspects of either what's called the trillion or the triad knot is the spiritual world, the physical world, and the celestial world. And I think that's interesting because usually people talk about heaven and earth, but they're saying, no, on earth there's this spiritual world, and then there's another world beyond this world that's the eternal world. But that we really are in all three. There is a oneness there. It can also, they think, might have represented life, death, and rebirth. What's also interesting is the three-leaf clover remains in the modern tradition as a reminder of these beliefs that you see listed there. Now, one reason St. Patrick, when he did attempt to convert the Celts to Christianity, is he talked about the Trinity, and they didn't believe it was any different than what they believed, because they believe in a Trinity too, so they accept it very easily. But they also kept this deep spirituality. I know a couple of us have been to Ireland, and my understanding is that it's a deeply spiritual ground, a sacred ground, that you can feel that connection people hold into the oneness. I know the ground that we are on now is sacred ground because of the Native Americans that lived in this area who considered it sacred. And that since then, what's interesting about the history of it, the first buildings that were on this property was the Salvation Army. And then the bus depot was here, but during that time, this was also Unity Church. And now it's a center for spiritual living. So it's always been something sacred here. So right here, we know that, and we can imagine that. It said that St. Patrick chased the snakes out of Ireland. Well, in truth, there were no snakes in Ireland. I don't know if there is now, but there wasn't then. But I think it was a metaphor that he got rid of all the evil, the heathen, indigenous beliefs. But he couldn't get rid of them. They were there. They never left. They're still there. No one can get rid of that consciousness, no matter what happens. As long as there are people aligning with it. Well, even if you don't align it, it's there. And we can choose to align with it in this way, to open up to this in different ways. What I know about our own beliefs here at the Center for Spiritual Living, we also believe in a Trinity, but it's a little bit different. Thinking about this is the symbol of it up here, but the divine allness that's in all things, the magnificence of all things brought through our humanness, through our human experiences, our beliefs and everything, and comes into form, into our body, into human life, into our life experiences. So it feels like a descension, it feels like it's a descending, the allness coming through our human experiences, creating our personal experiences, our personal experience of spirit coming into our lives in this way. We're allowing it to flow through us. But it's also wrapped in a big circle that represents the oneness. I do appreciate their symbols, the Celtic symbols, because there is that movement that comes back around and always that continuous circle there. There really is no up. Spirit is not up there, but we imagine it to be because of the allness of it that is, and comes into our personal experience, our personal beliefs, that we do when we're able to let go and let it be. Come into us, and then we create through this way. Another thing we believe is called the golden thread, which is life itself, which is spirit that runs through all faiths, cultures, and people. Just as the Celtics imagined it and as a continuous path in this Triskelion or the Trinity knot. But this is also a golden thread that runs through our body energetically, through our chakra energetic systems, that allows us to know a deeper level of spiritual consciousness, aliveness. And it's also our golden thread to our ancestors, which are not only people that are related to us, but our spiritual ancestors who founded deep spirituality that we can tap into in the universal consciousness. It includes all the prophets and teachers. It includes the New Thought, people like Ernest Holmes and Joel Goldsmith and different people, that they all establish this consciousness that we can be a part of, because it's on earth as in heaven, so on earth. As above, so below. That allows us, and even modern medicine now recognizes the trinity of spirit, mind, and body, and our connectedness. There is no unconnectedness. And so in this way, way that we find that we go within and find our deeper truth, and then we can allow it to come forth and express through it. It's almost a dance, if you want to call it, of our inner and outer being, of our sense of our identity and our true divine nature. Now, I'm not saying we should be egoless. I'm not one of those teachers that says that, because I think we need an identity. We need to know what we do well and bring that forth into the world. And that's necessary, that we have a sense of identity. So I do want you to take this piece now, and So, find that part. So, when we're born, we're a blank slate. And as we grow, we start to begin to get an identity of ourselves. We start to get our family, we understand our family and our friends, so we circle the wagon, so to speak. And it doesn't matter which side is which in some ways. You want the Y side out or the purple side out. But this is this identity we have of ourselves, of our family, of our friends. We begin to know who we are and what we show up in the world. I mean, growing up as a child, a teenager, that's what you're doing. You're finding that identity of yourself and what you do well in the world, and to use it in ways that benefit others. But we also have an inner self that's our vulnerable side, our secrets, our things that we don't share with people because we don't wonder what they'll think of us. And we kind of hold those tight within us, that we cover it up. And there's this outer part we show people, and this inner part that we keep secret ourselves. Maybe we begin to share it with a few people, but not many people. And in our spiritual life, we have this external side that we're out in the world, and an internal side that we have, that we spend in thinking about God and other things. There's something called the Mobius strip. You'll see it on the screen there. The Mobius strip suggests that instead of having this wall, this defensiveness, that actually we twist it a half turn and then loop it together. That's harder to do than I thought it was. I don't know. Anyway, basically, no, that's not it. It'll get there. Yeah, I think you guys are better at it than me. But you, I think, just turn one turn, not a full, half a turn. That's the key. And so you end up with this eternal circle, or Mobius circle, where your purple and your white move in and out and create a transition of moving in different ways. That you can allow this vulnerability, because it allows you to be open to Spirit in so many ways. Open to Spirit and not just when you're at home. It's like waiting to relax until you're off work or when you go on vacation. It's like doing spiritual practice in the morning, but then going about your day in a busy, harried way the rest of the day. Instead, with a Mobius circle, you're moving, you're finding your peace, and you're going out in the world and you might lose it. But you can re-find it, because your life flows in and out of this being and doing, weaving in and weaving out. Just like the Celtic symbols of the spirals, there's one continuous line. There's not a break. There's not a place where there's God and not God. There's not a place where there's peace and not peace. We can lose it even during the day and find it easily. That's the nature of who and what we are and how we go about this life. Just allowing this. So if you want to put it on now or put it on later, it does have a little sticky part on it, so you can put it on your wrist as a reminder of this Mobius idea that we move in and out of connection. And it's okay to suddenly feel disconnected, feel alone, feel apart, meaning not like a space part, not apart. And we know that we can always find it no matter where we are. One of my favorite poets is David Whyte. I'm not sure why there's so many good Irish poets. Maybe it's because there's dark, long winters and that deep spirituality there. Dylan Thomas, John O'Donohue, David Whyte. So he wrote a poem called The Edge You Carry With You. And this is the way that it starts out. You know so very well the edge of darkness you've always carried with you. You know so very well your childhood legacy, that particular inherited sense of hurt given to you so freely by the world you entered. And you know too well by now the body's hesitation at the invitation to undo everything others seem to want to make you learn. But here's the big part. But your edge of darkness has always made its own definition secretly as an edge of light. And the door you closed might, by its very nature, be one just waiting to be leaned against and opened. And happiness might just be a single step away on the other side of that unhelpful and undeserving thought. The ones you avoid. Think it all the way through and allow yourself to feel it and know it. Your way home, he continues, understood now, not as an achievement, but as a giving up, a blessed undoing, an arrival in the body and a full rest in the give and take of the breath. An arrival in the body and a full rest in the give and take of the breath. This living, breathing body, always waiting to greet you at the door, always prepared to give you the rest you need. Always, no matter the long years away, still wanting you to come home. So let us go to that spiritual home that doesn't require you to be at home. Wherever you are, that spiritual home is within you. You carry it with you to let go. Know the peace. Know the forgiveness. Know the letting go. And allow Spirit to come through you in an authentic way. You don't need to hide out. You come forth with all of who you are as you allow Spirit to come through you as you and in you. And so it is. Let us go to prayer. So what I know in this very moment that we are divine beings. And this divine beingness is all there is in the world. There is just one. One of this allness that we experience right in this very moment. We just allow it to come into our intention and our attention and know it is perfect. And we just allow this to come through us. We know the Spirit is coming through each of us right now, bringing into our soul rest and relief and a sense of knowingness, a sense of consciousness, a sense of clarity. And we just rest in this knowing that when it is right, we will be led towards what is right and perfect. Not that there is a wrong. We know that Spirit is leading us to what is in harmony with the highest and best in the world. We know this to be the truth, and we're grateful for it. And so it is.
Everything is all right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright.
Everything is alright. Everything is alright. You know everything's alright.
Alright.
It's alright. Alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright.
Don't you know that?
Everything's gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright. Everything is alright. Everything is alright. Everything is alright. It's alright.
Just look at the scene all over the world. We're getting burned by overexposure. It might seem we're all alone. Let's connect with each other and let it go.
So let me take your hand and walk with your baby. Together we'll plant the seeds of healing. We'll do what we can. We'll find our way, baby. It's understood. It's gonna be good. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything is alright. Everything is alright. Everything is alright. It's alright.
Let's find a place in our hearts together. 'Cause together we can do it much better. Ooh, hold on to your faith. It will get better. Just release, relax, and let it go.
So let me take your hands and walk with your baby. Together we'll plant the seeds of healing. We'll do what we can. We'll find our way, baby. It's understood. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Everything is alright. Everything is alright. You know everything's alright. Everything is alright. It's alright. Alright. It's alright. Alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. You know it's alright. Yeah. You know it's alright over here. It's alright over there.
It's right over there, and it's right
It's
over
alright
there.
right here. Good stuff all around.
You singers.
Lovely, lovely. Everything is all right. Take these home with you, and also there's a lot of extra copies that we made, so if you want to share them with somebody else, feel free to do that. You can take multiple copies, and if you're going to cut them apart, you're going to need an extra copy anyway. So this time in our service, we invite you to be part of our law of circulation. We know that which you give comes back to you with energetic divine flow. So we appreciate your support. If we could have our ushers come forth. We have many different ways to give. You can do it online on your own time, or texting, or with a QR code, or you can do it here in person with your financial contributions. Whatever way that is, we appreciate that. So what I would love for you to do is to take your hand and put it over your heart to represent what you're giving today, or what you've given in the past, or what you'll give in the future, and say the affirmation with me. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate, and so it is.
For all you bring to me, I just want to thank you. Your love has set me free. I just want to thank you. For all you bring to me, I just want to thank you. Your love has set me free. I just want to thank you. For all you bring to me, I just want to thank you. Your love has set me free.
Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. For all you bring to me, I just want to thank you. Your love has set me free. Yes, your love has set me free. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Just your music keeps going on. And so we like to acknowledge anybody who might be here for the first time. We welcome all of you online and here, but especially those who are here for the first time. If you're willing to raise your hand, we have a gift for you. We have a community that is embracing and open to all. And we like to have time to get to know you, so we have coffee and snacks out there. There's a welcome table with more information about us, but a welcome to you today. So let us raise our hands. We have a blessing for you today. We say, we bless you today, knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world. We are grateful for your presence in our community, and so it is. I'll invite our practitioners forward. After the service, there's an opportunity for you to have a personal one-on-one prayer with one of our practitioners. If you so want, just stay in the sanctuary here, and then anybody who wants to just go on out for coffee, feel free to do that. All right, let's welcome our children now.
Would you be mine? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. The beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be mine? Won't you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor?
So do you have anything to share today? Can Dana, can you get the microphone there, or Melda? Oh, we lost one. Not going too far, luckily. Come on up here. You want to come up here?
No? Okay, I'll get behind. We are one with the world.
Beautiful. Let's raise our hands and just affirm that they are one in the world. You are one in the world. Yay. And our other affirmation for them, we raise our hands also and we say, we love you, we care about you, and we're here for you. Yay. Let's all stand for the community affirmation. Repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. I'm led by Spirit. I'm guided by wisdom. I am protected by love. I'm here to be a blessing. I'm so grateful. And so it is. And now a different closing song, but one you will recognize.
One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Feel alright. One love, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Alright. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. One love, one love, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright.
So as we go forth, let's lose it and feel all right. Have a great Sunday.